So there are different types of solar cookers are available. The first one which is shown in the figure, as well as the other one. The one is a box type solar cooker, and other is a reflector type solar cooker. And few things have been listed out here which doesn't have any diagram. So some theory is given. Let us see in detail about that. The figure which is shown, there is a box type collector. So our well insulated box with a double glass lid and a cover with a reflector on the inside the box. Okay, and this solar cooker box keeps a food warm in the afternoon and the evening. So even though after cooking also, if you place your food content or a pot within the box, it can hold the temperature of that food with even though it is afternoon or evening, because the temperature can be maintained there because of the insulators they are using, because of the reflector which has been adopted within the box. So presently the most successful type of solar cooker in the world is this one, that is a box type solar cooker. And the second type which is shown in the second diagram, that is a reflector type solar collector. So where we try to concentrate solar radiation by more or less a parabolic reflector. So it's a dish type parabolic reflector where I try to concentrate all the radiation at a focal point, that is your at a black box. You can see a box there, that is nothing but your where within the box we can place your pot, okay, where it consists of a food. I will try to concentrate your all the radiation at that region. So the well cooking vessel will be where the cooking vessel will be fixed within that black box. So these reflective materials are used to concentrate light and heat from the sun into a small cooking area, making the sun energy more concentrated and therefore more powerful, result in faster cooking times of all cooker design. So there are many cookers available, even though throughout the world they are using a box type. When you come for the reflector type, the time consumed to cook will be very less here, because the way it has been designed here. Okay, as well as this parabolic cooker uh, requires more precision to focus the sunlight on cooking vessel, and therefore most complex design is involved here. If I place simply a vessel over there, if it is not concentrating the light over there, it may take more time to cook compared to the box. Instead of it has to be done within a short time. So hence more complex design will be required. So and it is more costly also because of the design involved there. And the next one we have something called as a solar steam and convention cooker, where we make use of a solar energy, that we heat a water and the steam which is produced from the water, we make use of a steam to cook the food here. That is the one more type, where we use a cooker, we use a vapor or hot air as a heat transfer medium. We make use of a vapor or a hot air. So where the water will be evaporated or air is heated up to the temperature which is required using your flat plate or vacuum collector. So in this method they make use of a flat plate or a vacuum collector. Then whatever the energy, hot water or hot air obtained from these collectors will be fed through a piping system to the cooking vessel. It will be fed to the piping system to a cooking vessel, where the collectors and the cooking place can be separated because the shadow here. I can keep my food which is supposed to be cooked in a within a shadow, and I can place this vacuum collector or flatbed collector where the radiation can fall easily. So no shadow will be involved over there. Okay, that can be also
Can't
possible
see, sir.
because yes, but
ಬೇರೆ ಪೇಜ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಸರ್ ನೀವು?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೇ ಇದರಲ್ಲ ಇದೀನಿ. It doesn't have a diagram for this one solar steam.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, just a theory is given. And in this method, the where we can avoid shadows on the solar flatbed collector as well as a vacuum tube, and I can have your vessels or cooking medium within the shadow or within the building also, because the pipe will be connected where I can pass my vacuum your vacuums to the cooking place. So this is where it requires very high price, because it involves transportation of your pipe, and it involves some flatbed collectors, and once again the cooking things will be involved in. I need to cook with the steam, or I need to cook with air, hot air, so it will be with high cost, but it has very good efficiency compared to the other also. So there is one more thing, one more type, which is continuation to the solar steam only, where the heat storage cooker or solar cooker, which will overcome the most of the important disadvantage of a solar cooking in general. So if you make use of this kind of cooker, I can overcome. So that is nothing but which allows a cooking after sunset also, some of them even in the morning also, because of the energy which is stored there, the heat storage solar cooker. Okay, if I place the solar cooker, it will store the heat. Whenever I require to cook, I can place my your pot or your food content in that. I can cook the food item even in the night time, even in the early morning time also, even when there is no solar radiation, because of the heat storage cooker. So this type of collector will have very high efficiency. Flat bed collector, once again vacuum tube collectors or concentrators, and storage of heat will be used with a solid blocks or solid where heat storage block will be done, or sometimes we can store with a liquid storage medium in a tank also. I can have a water tank also where I can store this heat energy in that also. So where it will give very good efficiency compared to the other thing. So coming to the overall advantages of all the types of solar cookers, give the points here. When you compare to the all the advantages compared to all different types of solar cookers here, the first advantage, it is generally aware that it saves a fuel, because I'm not using any fuel like wood or chemical fuels. I'm not using that. That is the one thing. Then it is very clean, healthy, and reduces health problem related to kitchen smoke. That is also one more advantage here. And the next advantage, if you have a individual families where the solar cooking enables to cook a minimum food over there within the solar box, and thus we can save the money. That is also one possible advantage. And the time will be saved, and the effort which you are putting to cooking or collecting the fuels, or like it could be wood or it could be your coal firing, so that effort you are putting for that collecting and burning of fuel, that can be avoided using the solar cooking. And food cooked in the box type of solar cooker cannot burn your food. This will be within a limited temperature it can happen, and no need of watching the food. So whether it will burn or what, whether I have to take care of my food, that is not involved here. That is also one advantage. And one more advantage with respect to your box type solar cooker, that is cooked gently, so that more nutrients or flavor which is added in the food will be present with when you compare to your cooking with a fire. Sometimes there will be a burning of food may happen, because of that the nutrients may lose its flavors in a food. Okay, those things will be avoided in a box type solar collector. So these are the few advantages, but we have n number of disadvantages. So let us see what are the disadvantages here. The first disadvantage, the solar cooker requires good weather with a relative maximum radiation of sun. That is one important advantage, or else I cannot store the energy also, or I cannot cook my food. The second disadvantage, the solar cooking cannot completely replace the conventional cooking gas or kerosene fire. So as I mentioned that something like where if you want to make a deep fry within the oil or some other cooking type, that cannot be adopted in my solar cooking. So hence it cannot be completely replaced. That's a one more drawback here. And the solar cooking is only possible during a daytime and not in the morning or evening, except if you have a storage type solar cooker where I can store a heat, then I can make use for cooking. If you have that, then you can make use of that. or else if you have a normal solar cooker, then I cannot make use in a daytime. I cannot make use of in a evening time. Okay, only I can make use in a daytime. And next disadvantage, most type of solar cookers requires industrial manufacture components. So the component which will be available, it is of not easily available component. If something happen, wear and tear, or if any destroy happen, I cannot replace easily. It won't be available easily. So because of the material cannot be locally available. Okay, that is also one drawback here. The repair will be very difficult to replace the any component in the solar cooker. And some solar cooking boxes do not attain high temperature. So because of this, it requires a long cooking time. So there are few cookers which have a like concentrating or parabolic type, so which will produce very high radiation and temperature, which can cook within a fast within no time. When you compare for other like box type, which may require a higher time for cooking them. And like boiling of food or roasting of food or grilling of your food requires very high temperature. This is only possible in few types of solar cooker, not in all type of solar cooker. I cannot do those things in each and every solar cooker here. And some reflector type or solar cooker demands understanding, skills, and almost constant attention when handling and cooking with them. So there are some technology which requires to understand that, which will require some skills, technique, when to on, when to switch off, what should be the temperature should be maintained. So those things will be a drawback once again here. And generally the families that need a solar cooker mostly cannot afford them. So the cost will involve high. That is also one thing. Everyone cannot afford this. So these are few disadvantages with respect to solar cooker. So I have a next topic, but a time shortage. This is the last topic with respect to your solar thermal energy collector, that is a solar pound. So we'll take up probably next Friday, because the internals will be done with one Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday we can have a class. In that class I will continue. So for your internals portion, that will be till your solar cooker. Okay, internals will be till solar cooker.